everybody, and welcome to the 16th episode of Puck Witches, a vibes-based podcast where we yap about all things hockey. Today is January 18th, 2025. I'm your host, Saint, and this is my partner in crime, Champ. Champ, how you doing?
I'm okay.
Champ's a little sick, guys.
Still very sick. It's gonna be fine.
Bronchitis, I think it was?
So it started as the flu, and now we're here.
And now we're so yeah.
I can't win. I've decided that this is the year that I can't win. Anyways.
Because we got a lot to talk about this episode, so we're gonna jump right into it. Champ.
Hi, Saint.
Champ, we gotta talk about it.
You know, this week was gonna be one of those weeks where it's like, damn, scrambling to find some stuff, and then last night happened.
Yeah, truly, like. And not to be like we're in the middle of
hockey. Yeah, we are in the middle of hockey season, and you can tell that it's hitting its stride. Like there's nothing terribly crazy that's going on, and then last night happened. So
and then last night happened. So we'll ease into the Penguins, continually making it about them when they play the Sabres. It's happened twice now. Yeah, the only two times they've played. So. On like the not fun note, Evgeny Malkin, his house got broken into.
So this season really is everything that could happen to the Penguins is happening to the Penguins, and everybody else is just kind of scrambling for content.
Yeah, like it was bad enough that like the Jaromir Jagr bobblehead heist happened. Right. So originally when they tweeted it, this is so funny because apparently like a beat reporter, right, for like the local Pittsburgh news. Had to like go out to one of the arenas, which is not where the break-in happened. It happened at Gino's house, so, and they like reported on it. From,
as somebody who worked in news for quite literally 4 years, I just know that was a conversation with a producer at 4 a.m, where they're like, "So should we go to Gino's house and show show his house on screen after he's just gotten broken into, or like." Do we have a live shot right outside of the PBG? Which the answer is you have them in studio. Like you do not need to have them out in the field at 4 a.m. But news directors like it when there's a live presence because people are more. Fun fact: people are more likely to pay attention if there's a live presence. Not
surprising at all.
That's my 2 cents. Is that poor reporter had to go stand out in the fucking cold just because it was going to satisfy a fucking news director, R.I.P. child of having to stand outside and go, well, as you can see, I'm not at Gino's house, but his house did get broken into.
That's literally what it was.
Yep. That poor producer.
The horrible part was that originally, for those of you who are not aware, that Gino's 3 Stanley Cup rings were missing. It wasn't, I believe, reported that it was stolen. It was that they were missing.
But everyone assumed because somebody's house had gotten broken into that was one of the most valuable items in said house.
So the thing about, and I don't know why, everyone was dunking on Gino.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do?
I was getting kind of pissed about it.
It was at the game. Like, he was on ice.
It was against the Ottawa Senators.
Yeah. Oh, well, that was that night.
So it was reported, not on the Senators night. It was the...
No, it was. Because I remember the game ended, and then it happened. I think it was last Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but, like, the news breaking about everything, I thought didn't happen.
No, I think it happened. I think it happened that night. Okay. Because it was like, they got their asses kicked by the Ottawa Senators.
Yeah, and then it was like, and then you come home to this. Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember the timeline. But, like, everybody was, like, jumping on, like, joke train of, like, oh, haha, he's old, he must have misplaced them, yada, yada, guys don't...
Which he did find, so they did find the rings at his house.
They found them at that, because that was the thing. They were not reported stolen. They were reporting missing. Yeah. And so there's a couple scenarios for this. One that I don't think people who have never been robbed understand, which is that thieves don't know where your shit is. Right? Like, they are not going...
it's not like a heist movie.
Yeah, they're not coming into your house and being like, oh, well, I know that she keeps her spare cash in the cookie jar. Like, that's not... They trash your place.
Random thieves, not like people, friends, or who are, you know.
Yeah, people who break into someone's house to ransack it the term is ransack for a reason.
Right.
Like they go in and they will throw everything because they're trying to dig through your shit to find it.
Right.
Like what's valuable. And obviously like when you have like a nice house and it's a little more pristine, if the thieves don't know what they're looking for, that, oh, well, this, like a lot of Gino's stuff is going to be sentimental, right?
Yeah.
Like no one is going to be able to sell those rings. Like they're the Evgeny Malkin Stanley Cup championship rings. And you can't fence those. So, and if you do, like someone's going to figure out what they are. So clearly in my mind, what happened is they trashed his place probably. And the rings were not where they should have been. And so obviously those are the most important, I think, they would be for me. Like, like if you're going to go, what's the thing that I'm terrified to lose as a material possession? If you're a hockey player, it's your Stanley Cup rings.
Correct.
Like nothing, like,
because that's the only sentimental value that you keep, isn't it? Yeah,
because the cup, like I don't know if it's in other sports, that they like, some of them you get like a copy of the trophy essentially. Mm-hmm. The cup is the cup. Like nobody, that's why it's such a big deal of like having your day with the cup, because you get your name on it and you're there forever, but you don't get to keep it. The rings are what you get as like your trophy.
Right.
Not the trophy itself. So we're super glad that they were found. I just think it was really kind of fucking weird of everyone to like dunk on Gino.
Yeah. Old man lost rings. I will say there was a very funny meme that came out of this.
Uh-huh.
And I know you know it, but it was how could Marc-Andre Fleury do this to Gino?
That was, I'll say that was funny.
That was funny.
Like, that was funny and I will allow it. Like, that was the only one that was like making me giggle.
Yeah.
Everything else I was just like, guys, have you ever been robbed? Because let me tell you.
Destroys your peace of mind.
Yeah, it's an incredibly like, to say nothing of, like, it doesn't matter if you're rich or not.
Yeah.
It's a horrifically like violating experience. You especially like it's your home, right? Like, and it's your home city that like you've made your life in. It's not like he got robbed at like his Florida house, which I feel like would be different. You know what I mean? Like,
you're not there all the time. Like, that's not your permanent residence.
It's your summer home, whereas like Pittsburgh is like his home during the season. So yeah, I don't. It's again horrifically like violating. It makes you paranoid. It's literally traumatizing.
Yeah.
Like even if nothing gets stolen, the act of like when they used to do this show called It Takes a Thief.
Yeah.
And it was, they hired a guy who used to break into houses, and he would break into your house and he would show you all the weak points of everything, and like, this is what you thought. And like one of my favorite would be like, they would, say, oh, my dog will stop it.
Right.
The dog did not give a fuck.
No.
Like, 9 times out of 10. Or they would say, I've got a top of the, like, all of our doors are reinforced, all of this. He would find a way in. It's
really cool, but terrifying at the same time. Mm-hmm. This is the kind of shit that my mom goes, I hope you're locked in, but when you go to bed, I'm like, if they want to find a way in, they're gonna find a way in, Mandy. But if you tell her that, she'll have a freak out.
Yeah, because the whole point of, as someone who's done like asset protection and stuff like that, basics, it's never to stop all robberies from happening. The idea is to mitigate your risk of it being you. Yeah. That's basically it. You make yourself such an unattractive or like pain in the ass target that like people don't want to go through with it because, and then they'll pick somebody else. That's literally the whole like idea of home security. Right. But we're so glad that they found the rings, but like I do feel really bad for Gino.
Watch your back, Marc-Andre Fleury.
Yeah, watch your back, Marc-Andre Fleury. Like, because that just... Now, yeah, I hope they catch the people who did it, but like...
The Pens have also been in the conversation because they put Jari on waivers.
They did.
I would like to point out that I have a desk job and get to sit down and like, goof around on Twitter for half the day. And I saw them put Jari on waivers at noon. And I think I sent you, 15 messages? All screaming, they put Jari on waivers.
Like, all caps, Jari on waivers, Jari on waivers, Jari on waivers, Jari on waivers. Yeah. About 15 times.
Wait until trade season comes around and it'll be just like last year where we actually know the players. Like the
summer.
Yeah. But so they put Jari on waivers, and I sent you that and then fucked off for a bit. I came back and you were like, what do you mean they put Jari on waivers? Which, granted, he fucking deserved it. I'm sorry. You can only go so far with Jari. Yeah. With your goalie. I mean, like, that was an important
The thing
role.
is, I was not a Jari defender, but I was a goalie defender. And so, like, in previous podcasts, I was like, you got to put him out to the farm. You got to get him back in his head. Like,
and he did that. He did that. He did it.
And he did. He had a good run for a little bit. I just think that, like, his consistency of the first few shots, goalie is the most psychological position in the game. And if your head is not in it, there's nothing you can do.
I mean, that's one of the reasons that they, like, pull goalies in the first place is because, like, main goalies can have a bad night. Do not get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I think that Jari had more bad nights than good nights.
So this stat, it was, I believe, there's 22 games.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, this stat.
And he let in a goal in the first 5 shots for 19 of them. Mm-hmm. And, like, that is, you can't do that. Like,
the Oilers fandom jokes about Skinner not being a top tier goalie, and he's not. He is. Yeah, he's good
not
goalie.
Shesterkin. Like, no, but he's a
Hellebuck. I mean, you saw how Hellebuck literally broke the fucking NHL
chart.
Graph.
Yeah, like.
But like Skinner's not like that. He's a hell of a lot better than Jari.
Yeah, and I think the thing is also, like, for me personally, again, goalie defender till I die.
Yeah.
But I think that, like, you can have a fall from grace, and the fall from grace for Jari was that he's had a long time.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Like he just has had a long time. He's not a rookie.
No.
Like, he has never, like, he's had time to figure out his game, to make it back. And he played at an NHL level for a while, and I don't blame the Pens for, like, sticking to him.
Right.
But I think DeBosch should be credited for going, this is not working.
Yeah.
And we can't do this. Because he could have committed and been like, nope, I stand by my goalie. They tried. Like, they really did.
They did.
They tried. And he is amazing in the AHL.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those awkward cases where he's really solid in the AHL to the point of, like,
being too
he's
good.
almost an NHL. Yeah, where it's like he's almost NHL caliber, but, like, and he is NHL caliber, but just not consistently.
Yeah.
And so that makes him AHL caliber, which is nothing to sneeze at all.
No.
But, like, it's just...
You're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to win games with...
you're not going to... Yeah, if your goalie can't steal a game once in a while...
Yeah.
You can't do it. Like, and that's the thing, is he never stole games from us.
You hate to see it happen to your team, but...
Because you guys went through that with Jack Campbell.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like it's a new phenomenon where
No.
you have a goalie who you think is really good, and then... they just have kind of a fall from grace, whether it's from injury or getting in their own head.
I mean, Thatcher Demko's the same thing. He's talking about not coming back. Did you see that?
Really? Okay, I had not seen that, no.
There's rumors that he's not comfortable on the ice anymore, which I wouldn't blame him. He had to go through a complete and utter relearning everything.
Yeah, which at that point, it's not like he's young. Like,
No.
you know what I mean? If you're like 21, you go, okay, I can come back from this,
Right.
You know?
So he's one that they're like, well, should we just keep going with Lankinen? And, like, at that point, you kind of gotta, but at the same time, Thatcher Demko's only been out for a little bit, but he's also a glass cannon.
Yeah.
So, but apparently, you know, we always talk about right now it's a goalie game. The hockey is a goalie game. Apparently it's not. And
the percentages have gone down.
Yeah. So in the last 10 years, it went from 0.915 to 0.901, which is, I mean, a significant drop. And it keeps going down pretty consistently every year. Is it just because players are getting better, or is it because goalies are getting worse? Because then you think about, there's, like, not as many good goalies out there, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, there's ones, so, like, I feel like in the ideal scenario, every team has an A goalie, like their goalie number one, who plays the majority of their games. And then they have a backup who may be good, who may be bad, or you have two solid,
HL.
like you have two guys who are really, like, you do a tandem, kind of like I would say what they tried to do with Ollie and Sway, which was that, like, they were like, all right, we, like, both of them are really, really good goalies, you know? And so you go, okay, we've got two, and that's not feasible. You can't, with the salary caps, keep two S tier goalies, you know, you have to pick one. So, but like, the fact is that there's times where, I don't know, it's just not, it's a different game. Like, I feel like there's different styles of goalieing, which I would love to delve into more. Because like Marc-Andre Fleury he has a distinct goalie style that is not really present in the league anymore. Correct.
And you can tell in the way he moves.
Yes.
And it's very interesting watching him move, because when we've joked that whenever he goes in net, you don't worry about him going out to get a puck.
Yeah.
With other goalies, you're like, if you even look in the
Stay
corners,
in the fucking blue paint.
If you even look at the corners with your, think about it, you're done. Like, you're getting scored on. But he moves so fluidly. There's not something that's just not normal anymore. Yeah. Because, like, now I feel like it's the brick wall game. Like with Mackenzie Blackwood, where he just hunkers down, and he's good. Don't get me wrong. He can do really good, corner to corner. But it's just different in the way that Fleury moves, comparatively. So it's just one of those things where it'll be interesting to see how this develops, if they're just going to keep... Well, we were talking about it, how Jari doesn't necessarily look like a goalie who moves.
Like, he doesn't... Like, I would love to, like, do an edit of, like, a side-by-side comparison of, like...
him and Fleury.
Yeah, or just like him, Fleury versus Jari versus, like, say... Otter. Yeah, just different, or like even Sway, like, just to see the differences in their movement style, because, like, again, it's all, which it's so scoring apparently has taken, like, it was really high because back in ye olden days, fucking goalies had no padding, right? None of this shit, and so it was like, cool, the giant open net and one guy trying to defend it, be so fucking real. Which is why we have adjusted goals, right? So, and then there was a period where, like, nobody was getting fucking goals, which I believe was in the early 2000s, where the save percentages were really, really high. Yeah. And then now I feel like it's declining a little bit. And that's the other thing, is the goalie save percentage is sucking because defense is really tanking.
Defense is also very, like...
I feel like maybe it's just because I'm East Coast. There's not... The Devils have really good defense. Maybe the Panthers are solid, which the Panthers are phoning it in right now, which is kind of funny to think about, because they're like, we're going to make it to playoffs and then we're going to kill everyone there.
Well,
like, that's clearly their mindset.
We were talking about, so I think I asked you this week, who's the number one defensive team in the league? And I think it's the Kings.
Yes, which the Kings are kind of flying by a little bit in terms of, like, the overall talks. Yeah. I've noticed that, like, they're kind of flying under the radar. Yeah. They're not to sneeze at all.
No. Like, we joke because the Oilers are going to go against the Kings, and the Kings are going to get their ass kicked. Knock them out of their because that's how it happens all the time. But it's like one of those things where you can't do that. Like, you can joke about it during the season, but you can't act like that during the playoffs.
Yeah. So, just crazy. Like, because then Jari is on waivers. Yeah. Doesn't get claimed. No shocker. He's getting signed to the AHL, which there's also an issue with the AHL. I did not know this. They have a veteran rule.
I didn't know that
where
either.
You can only have 2 vets on your team in the AHL.
What does that mean?
So it means that you can't just fill your farm with a bunch of ex-NHL players to destroy the other AHLers. Oh. You can't just be like, because in theory, what you could do is you could be like, well, these 4 guys are not playing to par. We're going to send them down to their AHL affiliate, and then we're going to bring up some AHL guys and just swap it around. Besides salary cap, it's the 2 veteran rule.
Because that's interesting, because right now the Oilers are kind of going through...
Oh, it's 4. I'm sorry.
4. Okay, I was like, 2 is really...
Yeah, I was like, it was, so it's
But it's interesting because, like, the Oilers are pulling up one of their AHL guys, and because we need a center, and I think they're getting ready to waive Derek Ryan. But it's just interesting to me that if that's the case, why do we keep collecting all of these players?
Yeah. So because again, we're just starting to get into the AHL. I am, at least. I've been kind of having fun with my local AHL and like looking at, just because
it's easier for you because you're closer to an actual AHL team.
Yeah, I like him in the same city as an AHL. So
must be nice.
It is nice actually. Being a hockey, I didn't realize until like I got into hockey. I live in a hockey city.
No
like,
fucking shit.
Fun.
Because
it's a hockey state, and I knew as a kid that I was a hockey city, but like, you know, as an adult, you're like, wait, oh no, we're like a hockey city.
Yeah.
So the veteran rule requires the game day roster to include the following: a minimum of 12 skaters that have played fewer than 260 professional games. These are development players. A maximum of 1 skater that has played fewer than 320 professional games. This is the veteran exempt player.
Okay.
And then a maximum of 5 skaters that have played over 320 professional games, which are veteran players. I was getting the 2 mixed up because I believe it's the Penguins. If one of the teams we follow, I was just reading through and we were 2 over. I think the Penguins.
What's the penalty?
You can't play them. Like you can't.
So they just sit.
It doesn't apply to goaltenders. I'm getting this from soundofhockey.com, by the way. Credit to them for making helping. This make sense. Because, basically, it would stop people from stacking AHL teams. Because the idea of the AHL is to basically, it's the farm. You're trying to develop players to bring them into the NHL.
Right.
And then that's to decide for salary cap and everything else.
Right.
Like, that's not even all of that. But anyways, so Jari, I can't fucking talk today, chat.
Chat.
Case in point, I was distracted by the Bruins. So you can't do that. So
you can't Jari's do that.
You just can't do that, white baby.
What the fuck?
Have you never heard that?
No.
So I say on hockey players now because it was on Twitter, I think, and it was like it was about a celebrity or like a character, and the person was like, "You can't be doing all that, white baby."
Okay.
I gotta look this up now. Where is it from? You can't be doing all that.
I was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, it's where is this? Who did this?
You made this up, is what I'm hearing.
No, I didn't. Hold on. No, you're a meme. Okay. You can't be talking like that, baby.
So you did make it up.
You can't be talking like So I transformed it. But the original meme is on June 23rd, 2021. Leno Killer made a post that read, grown-up sized white baby that I'm friends with. The way I be drinking this damn apple juice. Ooh, child. Me, you can't be talking like that, white baby.
No.
So then
what the fuck?
it becomes you can't be talking like that, white baby. But I turned it into, I guess, just
you
by the nature of
that.
hockey. I would be like, it's Connor McDavid with that elbow. I was like, you can't be doing that, white baby.
Weird. I was so confused this week. Oh Lord.
Anyways, you can't be doing that, white baby. So
speaking of goalies, Saint.
So this took us 20 fucking minutes to get to, at least. I'm so sorry.
Speaking of goalies.
I lost my mind.
Yeah, why,
Nedeljkovic? Because Nedeljkovic got a goalie goal in the NHL and an assist. It made him the very first goalie in the NHL to get an assist and a goal in the same game. And the first player of all time to get a goalie goal in all 4 professional hockey teams. Like all 4 leagues, he has gotten them. It was the ECHL, the AHL, the NHL, and I can't remember what the other one is.
I need y'all to understand that I was having such a peaceful night last night. I get such a screaming phone call. Lost her mind. Which, I mean, goalie goals deserve that.
It was the three. I'm sorry. He got 4. Cause I was like, what's the 4th fucking league? It wasn't 4 leagues. He got 4 goalie goals.
Yes, that's right. 2 in AHL.
It was 2 in the AHL. So he's the only goalie in the AHL history to score twice.
Yep.
And he's the only one to have scored in all 3 pro hockey leagues in North America.
Fuck.
So he did it with the Florida Everblades in 2016 in the ECHL, the Charlotte Checkers in the AHL in 2018, and then he got his goalie goal last season in the AHL in 2023 with the Penguins.
Yeah.
And then he just got his NHL goal. So he broke.
Again, Saint calls me frantically screaming at the top of her lungs. And incoherent, gets a goalie goal. Everyone's thrilled. I call Dad. Dad cannot watch because he is 4 minutes behind. Thank you, Hulu. So we got to listen to him react to the goalie goal, which was very unique and very fun. Man, that whole team loves Ned.
As they should. I'm sitting there, right? And I had been watching on my phone.
Right.
Because I was working on con prep. And then I was like, okay, no, wait, the third period's getting interesting.
Yeah.
And the Sabres had just scored after pulling their goalie. And I was like, don't fucking do this, because the Islanders did it and we lost.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to go sit. I got to sit for this.
Yeah.
I got to go sit and watch on my desktop. And so I see Ned going for it.
Right.
And it's from behind the fucking red line, like behind his goal. And Josh Getzoff for the Pittsburgh Penguins is going, he's going to go. And I said, oh my fucking God. I stood up. And as I stand up, you see that the trajectory was perfect. I screamed louder than I have ever screamed in my life.
That's so funny.
You know when like the cartoons, when you see a mouse and the character screams, that's the scream I made.
Oh my God.
I think my neighbors we're going to call the police. I just screamed bloody murder because I could not contain it. I was so fucking good. It was legitimately amazing, because not to discount Jarius, because his was incredible too. He did it again from across the ice. Same with Lita Solmark. But to do it from like behind the net and then just it arced over and it was dead center.
The fact that Sidney Crosby looked back at Ned when he knew it was going to go in says it all.
Yeah, it was so. I love that picture.
He's so smiley.
He literally looks like the D smiley face, like, you know, when you do
semicolon
and a capital D. That's literally what Sid looked like. A slight apology to the Buffalo Sabres, who after making their own worst history, where they were the first team to not, because it was, I guess the actual stat is there have been teams that have won after not scoring or not marking a shot on goal in the third period, but they did it in overtime.
Right.
So it was like you didn't register a shot on goal for 20 minutes, but they would score in overtime for the win.
Right.
Or for the whatever. Like, that has happened before. I do not believe it has ever happened where they did not register the shot on goal and then scored in that period, because it didn't count as a shot on goal.
Right.
Because it was a automatic goal for a penalty shot, which was fuck the NHL for trying to take it away from Clowder.
Oh my God.
Twice. They kept trying to say it was Tage Thompson because he was the last person to touch the puck.
I don't give a fuck.
And I don't give a fuck either, because the whole point was that it's a penalty shot for Clowder.
Yeah.
And so therefore the goal should have automatically been awarded to him. They finally got it right. And I was like, I think everyone agreed that, first of all, don't take the Hattie away. Fuck you if you take the Hattie away. And then second of all, I miss Clowder. And then second of all, what a fucking game for them.
That was such and then of course it was the Pens game. Like that, back to back, not a good time.
Yeah, so. Which is so funny because that's what happened at the last Sabres game. We pushed them to overtime to win, and it was Gino's 500th goal.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So, like, again, the Sabres have somehow been cursed by the hockey gods and extra time to always be part of Penguins history. Like, I'm so sorry, Sabres.
All right, well, Saint. Do we have a sponsor today?
We do have a sponsor. Today's sponsor is Saint Astra, a Twitch streamer, cosplayer, and artist. You can support her by purchasing from her Etsy or subscribing on twitch.tv/Saint Astra. Use your free Prime sub and get access to cute emotes. Saint Astra's Etsy also sells a variety of jewelry, decorations, and trinkets. Everything is handmade and crafted with the perfect balance of love and spite. All proceeds go directly to the Saint Astra Dry Saddle Jersey Fund.
Saint, I don't know if you've noticed on Twitter, there's a certain conversation going on hockey Twitter.
And it shouldn't even be a conversation because the answer is Sid Crosby.
Okay, let me get to the conversation first. The conversation is which captain has the biggest ass? Which we've talked a little bit about this. Hockey players have the biggest asses out of any sports player.
Is their asses bigger than baseball players, or is it baseball players just have thicker thighs?
They have thicker thighs.
Okay, because hockey players, I feel like it's both.
It's both, but like baseball players, I think the actual ass. This is going to be such a fun conversation to edit. The actual ass of hockey players is bigger. Overall.
They got bubble butts.
Correct.
Bubble butt.
And they got glorious bubble butts.
Now, I haven't even. So I've seen.
You've seen the conversation.
Yes.
I know that one of them was William Nylander. Is one of the in contention. Also Austin Matthews. Yes. And Nico.
I sent you. John Tavares, I think, wins the thigh contest.
Yeah.
I have never understood the phrase tree trunk thighs.
Yes.
Until I saw that picture of him working out. And it's not even I understood it in theory, and I was like, man, I get the concept of like tree trunk thighs, but I don't. Saw that picture of him, and I was like, oh no, they made that word for him.
Correct.
Like they put that in the dictionary and put a picture of his thighs in it. Like what
so
the fuck, dude?
some of the ones included are Nico Herscher with the Devils, who has a very, very fine looking ass. I'm gonna show you this image.
Yeah, because
he got a big ol'.
Why didn't someone just make a master thread of here's all of the Because at first it was, that's a good ass, but does anyone beat Sid Crosby? Because here's the thing, not everyone is. I'm gonna get really psychopathic about this. Is that you have to pick the right angle.
Right.
Like someone tried to do a picture of Sid, and it was from like the back, and I'm like, no. This is about the roundness of the ass. Correct. It has to be like, if we are measuring the circumference of the globe, who is on top?
Oh my God, there's an actual survey. That's so funny. Okay. That's so funny. Which NHL team can claim the captain with the fattest ass? Oh my God.
It's not, there's got to be like a mathematical component to this. Because there's just
Brad Marchand. This is going to be Brad Marchand ass.
Are we gonna hold on? Okay. Rip. Okay. Rank Gudis. Okay. Hold on. Brad Marchand ass.
I don't see any pictures of his
Can't
little
wait
ass.
for my.
Anyways,
AI Overwatch could not be found for this.
Oh.
Why do they do this to me?
It's just very funny to me because like
Marshy's very muscular. Like he's built.
Yeah.
Like, do not get me wrong. So like, I don't know who the contenders were overall.
Connor McDavid does not have the thickest ass. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Not even. I'm trying to find. Is there a master? Who did not do?
I want a master thread.
Yeah, I need everyone because someone posted
I saw the post.
Thank you for the I'm going through our DMs, being like, where.
Dylan Larkin. Dylan Larkin with the massive. No. Dylan Larkin does not have the biggest ass. I just love that this is a conversation that's been happening since 2020.
Yeah. It should always be a topic of conversation because I feel like it's a fair one. Different captains come in different times. My favorite is people going, Jesus Christ, in reaction to
Dylan Larkin. Oh, this is how it got started. Okay. Dylan Larkin, who is the center for the Detroit Red Wings, is a victim of the hockey butt. It's an advertisement for a suit company. And it's
okay. Because they have to do
get custom stuff.
Yeah, because they can't
do off the rack.
Regular. Mm-hmm. And who was it? The Dr. Lexi.
Oh yeah, Lexi. Yeah.
She was saying you're sitting there laughing. They can't wear jeans and you're laughing. Yeah. Like, they have to buy specialty jeans to wear jeans.
And it's mostly because when they skate backwards. Those are different muscles that that most people. It's the same reason that baseball players have such. They're just using those muscles.
Yeah.
But hockey players, I feel like this is what gives them bubble butts. Baseball players got good asses. This is again,
but there's like
such
a bubble
conversation
butt versus
to have. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like tight ass. It's like tight ass versus bubble butt. And hockey players have bubble butts. So anyways, Dylan Larkin, the Captain Hockey Butt video is circulating again, and that's what sparked this conversation. Yes, okay, I know that Sid has a big ass. I mean, he's got a big ass.
No, but that's the joke, is that everybody's like, you're anyone who's saying anything else. Like, again, don't get me wrong, Dylan Larkin, you have a very nice ass. It's not even fucking close.
So this is an actual, okay. Emily Kaplan wrote this January 10th, 2019. Edmonton Oilers captain Connor McDavid has worked his butt off to be the best hockey player in the world. All that training comes with a sacrifice. He didn't work his butt off at all. Actually, his lower half became too big to fit in most pants. Can it be hard for me to find pants? Yes, always, Connor said. The waist you need to get around your thighs and butt, but that doesn't always match how tall you are. I definitely have a hard time finding jeans that fit. And he's hardly alone. Jamie Benn, captain, said, I've had trouble. I just need to find the right company. Jeans are the hardest. Penguins forward Zach Aston Reese forgot to bring jeans on a road trip earlier this season. So while they were in Ottawa, he ventured into the Levi's store and received a call from teammate Derek Grant. Are you still shopping? Can you buy me a pair? Sure. What size? 34. No way. And it just goes on and on. Like, this is a common thing where they cannot find... Oh no! This picture is so funny. Look at this.
I'm just scrolling in the
Look
thread.
At this. Skinny jeans. Oh my god. Anyways,
so
shout out.
Funny.
Hockey ass is so funny, and it's just because it's just how they skate.
It's the physics of the sport. It's like how, because someone had a thread on this, and they were like, oh, well, what's the different kinds of sport? Like asses. Markers, right? And it's like, okay, baseball and hockey, you have really thick thighs and a bubble butt.
Yeah.
And then in other ones, it's like, I guess F1 drivers have long necks.
They do. They've got thick necks.
Thick necks.
Because they have to, because they do a
G-force.
G-force. They have to have like a lot of training, so they don't get walked around, batted around.
And you're keeping, I was gonna say it's trying to keep your neck straight while you're
So, like, that's one. I know that football players are obviously bulky.
I think it's their calves are very...
Yeah. Have you seen football players' calves?
Yeah. Speaking of sidebar, have you seen how... Because I do not watch football. It's only when it's on the TV at, like, when we're having family reunions. They, like, are... they're taking oxygen?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's insane to me.
It's because this is once again the thing where
they push the lines of the human body to the actual limit. Mm-hmm. Like,
and then you're like, and then you bring them to a hockey game, and they're like, man, I don't know how they do that, because like that's bad. I don't know because it's just super funny that football players. I feel. When they come to hockey players, hockey games.
Every sport kind of goes, oh man, I don't know how they do that. But hockey in particular, because they don't get line changes.
Yeah.
Like your line change, there's no whistle to change the line. I think that's something that a lot of other sports go, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? But yeah, I forgot what the other ones were.
Soccer, it's also calves. It's like legs, because you have to have nice, it's just running.
I feel like
swimming.
Baseball,
have you seen swimmers?
Oh, swimmers, there's a running joke, and like, not running joke, but like, I have broad shoulders that are meant for killing someone.
Sure,
and so when they just are. And my family, whenever I was like wearing a swimsuit that had like a halter top.
Yeah.
And they were like, you have swimmer arms.
Yeah.
Like I just have like the broad shoulders, which is funny because I don't swim.
Right.
Like I know how, but I just don't swim.
I did swim. I also have broad shoulders, and that is a thing that comes with my height. Like but I'm also like my body shape is reverse triangle, not Dorito, or I think it's apple. I have no waist, and I have all shoulders. So it makes me really good for like basketball because I have long arms. I've got a wide wingspan. I'm 6 foot tall. I'm lengthy. But for like when I was playing basketball, the reason that I would get in so much trouble is because I would stand and not move and people would bounce off of me because my shoulders were so fucking square.
Yeah, that like there's no, it's just the way that physics works. Like,
but like because
you had
of that
competitive advantage.
Yeah, well, not much of an advantage because I didn't do anything with it.
Yeah. I just mean like,
yeah, I know. But like I also did swimming, and my best stroke was butterfly because A, my arms, I'm double jointed, and B, I just move like my arms are so fucking long. So like I have the wingspan to do a butterfly. Anyways, what this is being said, like those people, like athletes that want to get further in their careers, Olympics especially, have very specific body shapes.
Yeah, because you're specialized.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole thing is, like, you're not... That's why you can kind of tell who's an athlete versus who's a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Like, not... I don't want to say bodybuilder, because they're not, like... But somebody who's just, like, going to the gym and working everything out evenly. Not to say that they don't, but, like, it's nature
not hyper-specific.
Yeah, the nature of, like, I work... Like, a hockey player, I'm sure, works out all of their muscles.
Yeah.
But they're going to focus extra attention, and just by nature of being a professional athlete, your job is using those muscles.
Yeah.
So, like the ones that you actually use in your sport are going to get more attention by default. Like I also have gibbon arms. My coworker, she was like, I was like, I don't remember how this topic started, but like we were moving some equipment around, and I was like, I held something, and I was like, yeah, my wingspan is longer than my height. And she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, like, you know how, like, because from, because we're trying to measure like 6 feet. Right. And I was like, well, I have a 6 foot wingspan. She's like, you're not 6 feet tall. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not 6 feet tall, but
that's why it's different.
I have a 6 foot wingspan.
Yeah.
Like, and she's like, you're not proportional. Cause I guess, and I learned this as a kid, which is why I don't know, I should have figured this out sooner. If your wingspan in perfect ratio is equivalent to your height. So if you're 6 foot tall, from when you put your arms out to be wings, from fingertip to fingertip, it's supposed to be 6 feet.
Right.
Mine is my arms are 3 inches
longer
a piece.
Yeah.
Or total. Cause I'm 5'7" and my wingspan is 6 feet. So
you have 3 on each, or like 1.5 on each side.
Yeah. Well, no, because
I don't know math.
I can't do bronchitis and her brain's rotted.
No, I just can't do math.
I believe, hold on, correct me if I'm wrong, there's 12 inches in a foot, 5 inches, so it's 2.5
math
on either side, almost 3. Probably closer. Anyways, the point is that I would be really good at fighting in hockey because I have a longer wingspan
okay.
than I do height. So people would be like, oh, she's 5'7", I could take her, and I'd be like, bitch, can't reach me.
Bitch, oh my God.
This explains things about, because I didn't know until we went to the Museum of Science in Denver.
Right.
And we did like the wingspan thing. And this machine tells you, like, it takes a picture of you and it tells you how tall you are. And then it tells you what your wingspan is. And we all went, oh, fuck. Because I think your husband, Austin, has slightly shorter wingspan than he should.
He should, yeah.
And then you and I have freakishly long wingspans.
Yep. Again, defenseman.
I was gonna say defenseman, and it also means that I would have been an excellent because I looked up the ratio, right? Because there's, I guess, this thing for like dividing your height by your wingspan or something like that, and then the ratio of that determines how good you'd be in rock climbing.
Sure.
And apparently, if I was a rock climber, I would be S tier.
Oh my
because
God.
it's like real, because we have so much more reach.
Yeah.
Than to our height. So it's just
one of those things.
It's just one of those things where like it's just cool. And that's also why one of my favorite things in hockey fights is when the stats come up, you know, when they're putting the two people against you, and they'll put their weight, their height, and their wingspan. Because it fucking matters. Yeah. Like, it's a big deal.
All right, so Saint, this is another thing on hockey Twitter that's been going around. It is a post about the pub where you were getting a drink at the pub. Where are you sitting?
Is it the cafeteria table thing, but for a pub?
Yeah, pretty much. So I just said it to you.
Okay.
Where are you sitting? I have 2 answers. Okay.
Okay. I here's the thing. There's right answers and then there's fun answers.
Okay.
Because the right answer is 4.
Correct. That is the right answer.
That is the right answer. Because you're sitting between Marc-Andre Fleury and Evgeny Malkin, the 2 funniest motherfuckers in this league. And then you've got, is that Connor Bedard?
It is Connor Bedard and Otter.
Okay. And again, you got the rookie who you can harass and tell him it's going to be okay.
Yeah,
please don't jump.
Please don't jump. And the moon landing was real.
And the moon landing was real. We got to get you away from fucking Bertuzzi.
Yeah.
So,
and Otter's great.
This is hysterical overall, by the way.
Yeah.
It is sending me. 8, I feel like, is just no way because Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner are just in the corner, you know.
What are they doing over
little
there?
World. Yeah, what are they doing? Yeah, what y'all doing over there? Quinn Hughes, is he the bartender? Is he serving?
He is the bartender.
And then bartender, and then no. The fun answer.
Yeah.
The one that I have to pick for.
You have to pick for.
If I go, oh, champ, I'll take this L for you. I know you would pick 5 because of Connor. I would pick 5 because the concept of seeing Brad Marchand, Gritty, and Connor McDavid next to each other.
I would pick 5 because it's Connor and Marshy, right?
It's Connor.
But there's also John Tavares, who I would spend the entire time.
Oh my god! Tavares sitting across.
Would spend the entire time roasting the shit out of him.
I would go full. What was the investigative journalist Saint would have a field day.
Oh my god.
Yes, so the correct answer is 4.
The correct answer is 4. 5 is a very funny answer. Because you know that Marshy would get in on it. Teasing Tavares.
Oh, 1000%. Because that's my thing. I'm like, okay, Connor, I can protect you from the batshit insanity.
Correct.
And here's the thing. Sitting at 5, you're in between. Like, you're in the middle of that booth, right? Like, you are now sandwiched between Connor McDavid and Brad Marchand. I feel like me and Marshy would get along like a house on fire.
Yeah, you would.
That is, like, because if he's like, hey, you have the go-ahead to be the biggest bitch ever. Co-signed. Let's go. Let's.
Poor Brock Faber.
Brock Faber, poor bastard, just has to listen to me yap all the time. Because that's the thing, too yapping. Connor's a yapper too.
Yeah, he is.
Like
once he gets going,
yeah,
he's got media training.
Yeah.
Connor,
okay. I'll protect you.
Here's the other question. My other question: where do you not want to sit? Where do you think you would have an awkward time filling a conversation?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know who's on 6.
6.
It's Seth Jarvis.
I don't even know. I think those are. I don't even know who those players are.
Yeah. This just shows, guys, we are pretty good at knowing everybody. We don't know everybody. Is 7 Hollywood Bushi and?
It's not Hollywood. It is a Blues player. I don't know who it is.
Okay.
But it is Bushi. I don't know who is it. Adam Larson is here. Where's Adam Larson? Are those the Kraken players? Are they Kraken players?
Yeah, I was gonna say those look like Kraken players. I don't want to say again. There is only one right answer. There's a right answer and a fun answer. Honestly, so I feel like 8 is not where you want to be. Nothing against Mitch Marner and Austin Matthews. I enjoy them both as people and players. Mitch Marner, I can and will fight someone for you. I don't know how I hopped out of that train. I read that one thing about Coach Babcock, and I was like, hold on, let me go kill that man for you. Is this guy bothering you? Because I'll fucking kill him for you. That's a joke, Mr. FBI agent. It's not a joke. I don't know. So 2, at least, Quinn Hughes, I feel like would make the effort to make my drink correctly.
Okay.
And then I'm also in a good I feel like I'm in a good proximity to the shenanigans of Marc-Andre Fleury and Flower.
Yeah.
Or, I'm sorry, and Gino. And 3, it's the same thing. You're kind of stuck between them all, but at least you're next to Otter, so it's not too bad.
Yeah.
9, I feel like you're really just too far away from everybody, and I don't know if I trust Matthew Tkachuk to give me a drink that is not just 99% vodka and or ethanol.
So my answer would either be 1, because I know Jack Hughes. I just don't know anybody else at the table.
Yeah.
I know Saros.
I know Saros. Oh, wait, does what they're drinking impact your choice? Yeah. Because the boys are eating hot dogs over with Marshy and Connor.
Gino's got an apple juice.
Okay.
Connor Bedard has an iPad.
This is my favorite photo. I have to bookmark it.
Oh my god. I like how they have it's Will Smith and Macklin Celebrini have a
they're just
flower.
having a little date because they're fucking they're the codependent rookies.
Yeah.
Connor Bedard, on God, we gotta get you.
You gotta get you out of Chicago, bud.
We gotta get you out of Chicago. We gotta get you a codependent rookie. Like, those are the 2 things that the hockey gods owe you.
All right. So my answer is 9.
9 is the worst for you
because I would fucking kill him. I don't care. I would lunge across the table and just bonk him in the head with the fucking espresso maker.
You throw the drink back in his face.
I would. Yeah, so it's either gonna be 1 or 9.
Yeah, I'm gonna vouch. I don't like the concept of standing in the corner. I feel like that's more awkward.
You're just standing behind a plant watching them make out. It's fine.
Yeah, like that's so funny. So that's worse to me because like,
so you're not engaging.
Yeah, because as someone who has crippling social anxiety but pretends not to, like, as an extrovert who has social anxiety, everything's my nightmare. But like, if you're like, okay, you're in this scenario, right? I have to sit or stand somewhere.
Yeah.
If they're gonna look at me like I'm crazy, but I would go be like, "Excuse me, Connor, I want the middle." Like,
yeah.
Or I'm gonna move past Gritty and climb over the back of the booth, and I would just sit there, and I'd be like, "We're just either I'm going to bully John Tavares into tears, or I'm gonna help him find an alternate medicine path that includes actual medicine, or me and Brad Marchand are going to become best friends." so this funny. Is a win-win in every way. Connor, we can talk about how much we both love Leon Draisaitl.
You could. I even think, listen, I don't know who's at table 6 other than Jarvis, but I feel like Jarvie is, like, hilarious. I think I'd be fine talking to him.
I'd be fine with spot 6. Yeah. I'd be fine. Yeah. I wouldn't hate it at all. And you have an escape route. Because here's the thing about 5. You have no way out. Well,
I wouldn't want to leave. We would make John Tavares want to leave.
John Tavares, you're on the inside of the
But 6, I feel like that'd be like, I would walk into 6 and leave with a whole new friend group. Like, that's the kind of vibes that I get. There's
6
no militia.
Drunk girl.
Malicious.
Yeah, drunk girl. Yeah, no militia.
We're all wine drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9 for me.
9 is your worst. Okay.
Beth, you could check. I'm coming for you.
2 and 3 is ready. You're gonna have your opportunity. We're going for it. 2 and 3 are my, like, if all of the other seats are taken. I don't think there's anywhere that I would hate to sit. Again, standing at 8, not being involved, and being stuck next to the restroom, and then, like, hiding like a creep in the corner. Would make me feel infinitely more awkward than just sitting there silently and or sitting there and being a menace to society, aka these hockey players. So yeah.
All right.
Now I really want to go to a bar with Brad Marchand. And
I'm telling you, it's happening in Boston.
And harass Brock Faber and John with Gritty standing in the corner above me, hovering awkwardly. That image of Gritty, like, standing behind me like a flanking sentinel is sending me.
Yeah.
Like, Because that would be the only reason John Tavares would reach across the bar and strangle me.
Oh my God. All right. We are going to move into sportsmanlike conduct. Saint, last week was not a good one. I am streaming if you want to watch it. Last week was not a good one.
Last week was the one that I said I want a mulligan and you denied me.
I did. So today we're going to spin and see who we get. Let's see. Watch this time we'll get somebody who, oh no.
I was going to say, is it the,
Wait. Okay.
Yay!
Thank God. Wow, this is one of the first times we've ever had somebody we can talk about easily.
Yeah, easily. Sharks have gone up. I love the Sharks.
Okay.
I truly love them. I love them. That's it.
Okay, well, that's gotta do more than that.
No, I mean, okay. Well,
okay.
I mean, I have a lot of reasons. I love their jerseys.
Yes.
I love their vibes. Their arena looks really cool. I hope Macklin Celebrini does everything they want him to with the franchise.
Yep.
I hope he has a good time, a healthy time. I wanted a Sharks jersey. I wanted a Sharks jersey just on principle. I love the teal. I love their aesthetic. Their Pride merch that came out was fucking sick. I love their vibes. I like the mascot. Like, there's nothing I don't like.
Stop. We're eventually gonna have to come back to them at one time. I like their alternate logo.
I love
their alternate logo.
So that's the jersey I want.
If I had not fallen in love with Connor McDavid and fallen in love with hockey first, I would have been a Sharks fan just for the vibes, because teal and black are two of my favorite colors.
Yep, they're both of our favorite colors.
And sharks are my favorite animal. So it
not
was
mine, but
I know. So like that should have been the team that I was drawn most to. I also
they really should have been.
That should have been honestly. My team. Like that should. You kind of got lucky because you have the Pens.
One of my favorite animals and my favorite. Legitimately, their coloring was not an insignificant portion of why I picked them.
It is entirely, part of the reason. But the Sharks the Sharks and the Kraken should have been the two that I picked right off the bat. Unfortunately, I like oil spills a little bit too much. Oil spill named Connor McDavid, and then the rest of them kind of got sucked into. But yeah, Sharks, you're great. I love you. I hope the future is teal. And I say this as somebody who is watching the Oilers go for their deep cup runs.
The future is teal. If they were not on later, I would be watching them way more. I just can't because I work. I have to be in bed usually
when the game starts.
I would love to watch them more. I think even when they lose, I feel like they just have, from the clips I've seen, so maybe this isn't 100% accurate, but they seem like they're there to have fun. They're there to play hockey. Not to make the Canes catch strays, but I don't find Canes hockey engaging or interesting to watch. I think it's good for them, but I don't find it enjoyable. There's certain teams that I feel like you're just having a fun time. I feel like the Sharks are that team where I just like watching them. They're just having a good time.
Yeah.
I love you, Shark. I legitimately maybe one day we'll do a jersey wish list.
Yes.
That black alternate jersey is, or even just the regular one, but the black alternate one, I want that so fucking bad.
Right.
I agree. It's so good.
All right. Well, that is going to wrap it up for this episode. Folks, we really appreciate you listening in to all of our rants and ramblings. The Puck Witches podcast is released on Spotify and our YouTube channels, and you can join the Night Witches Discord via the link below to talk about the episodes directly, as well as enjoy our other channels. It's full of gaming, hobbies, and good vibes.
Sometimes we record these episodes live on Twitch, so make sure you're following us there. And if you want to support us with a Twitch Prime on either or both of our channels, you get access to cute little emotes and extra channel points to prank us with. If you enjoy this podcast, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and follow us on Twitter for updates.
Or Blue Sky, we're getting there. And lastly, don't forget to support the St. Astor Drysaddle Jersey Fund by checking out Saint's Etsy or subscribing on Twitch. We love you all and hope the hockey season is treating you well. Champ and Saint, signing off.
Stay witchy!
Bye.